Galaxy S7 benchmarks emerge and show us some very decent performance. Apple Watch deals continue on some retailers as it seems that it's not selling as expected. But it does seem that the Tag Heuer smartwatch might have surpassed the planned success. I'm Jaime Rivera, and as I saw Monday on the horizon yesterday, I started complaining. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today began with Apple and Target, or Target as some people call it, as for those of you that weren't able to get those deals for the Apple Watch on Black Friday, it seems that the company has decided to keep those deals online for another couple of days, until December 12th actually. You buy an Apple Watch and you'll be getting an $100 gift certificate from Target for you to buy anything else, which could pretty much be one of those very cheap smartwatch bands because the other ones are just too expensive for that. But anyways, there's the option. And believe it or not, if you thought the Tag Heuer was going to sync with that $1,500 Android Wear smartwatch, think again. The company's not providing any details, but according to them, they've found success, and they will be launching more devices from this collection. They're not specifying when, they're just saying that it could happen sometime around next year, but yeah, it seems that that actually worked for them. Let's just see if they could drop the price tag at some point. And we continue with more wearable news. We actually received the recent software update for the Samsung Gear S2 and looked for a couple of changes, and we really didn't see much. Up to the point where it seems that the company has decided to launch another software update that brings even more improvements, and yes, it even brings more watch faces, something that is desperately needed by this particular smartwatch. It also brings other performance improvements in addition to better integration from ESPN and other third-party applications, and the update should be available to you soon. We'll definitely go give it a try in our review unit. And if you thought that Apple's iPad Pro would make a significant dent in the market on launch, think again. We've got some market statistics over which tablets sold best last month, and you're going to be shocked. For the first time ever, it wasn't an iPad, it was actually the Microsoft Surface Pro. They're not specifying if it's the Surface Pro 3 or the Surface Pro 4, and in the case of the Surface Pro 3, this is actually one of the best deals out there for what you're getting. And apparently it has 45% in sales from the market, compared to a 17% from the iPad, and then the Kindles are at 10%. That is a significant spike in sales. Let's just hope that it continues. Finally, the very hot news today have to do with Samsung and the Galaxy S7, as we get some preliminary benchmarks. Obviously nothing to consider confirmed, but we learned two things about the Galaxy S7. Number one is that, well, obviously the multi-core tests show that this device is superior to the iPhone 6s, the A9, but obviously not the single-core ones, and that is the typical case all the time. But then again, when we learn about the differences between the Snapdragon 820 and the Exynos variant, we get to see that both devices pretty much perform the same with either processor, which is rather interesting. It would be the first time that we see that from Samsung, and we do notice now that contribution between the Snapdragon 820 and Samsung, you know, what Qualcomm and Samsung have been doing. But it does lead me to the question of the day. If you had to choose, if you had the option to choose Snapdragon 820 or the Exynos variant of the Galaxy S7, which one would you pick? You know, I would always go for the Snapdragon processor, but after testing the new Exynos on the Galaxy Note 5 and the Galaxy S6, I'm rather satisfied. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know what you think. Friends, yes, as always, you know the drill. If you want to get the news earlier before this video is filmed, make sure you follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, or on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.